the whole city series, cigars and citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Dorenbecker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree. What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I just got these Midnight 6s currently scheduled to release May 26th. And I say that way because these have been pushed back so many times. Who knows if we really gonna get a May 26th. I mean, I hope so, but these are supposed to come out in November 2021. And they pushed them back and back and back. And now, finally, as of right now, the release date is May 26th. So hopefully they don't change that. But anyway, as usual, we're going to take a close detail look at the shoe from all angles. Then I'm going to put them on and step around them so y'all can see how they look on feet. After that, I'm going to share my opinion on the shoe, and then I'll discuss release and reselling predictions and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. The leather on these is so on point. Feels exactly the way it does on the 2000 pair. Now the tongue on these is navy, which on the 2000 pair, let me show y'all. Right here I have the 2000 pair, and as you can see, the tongue on them is black. Other than that though, from this view, you know, everything else is pretty on point. Like I said, the leather is exactly like this. I mean, like visually, you can't really see how alike they are, you know, especially because this leather is really aged. But trust me, these feel just like those. Now this navy on the midsole is a bit darker than it is on the original pair. See them right here on the right, that navy's a little bit lighter. Here they are next to each other. I'm so happy about this leather. Y'all don't understand. I just knew we were gonna get some like cheesy leather or just something that wasn't like this. You know, I know on camera it doesn't look like anything special. You know, it really just looks like regular, you know, leather. They put on a lot of Jordans, but I'm telling y'all, it feels just like it does on these. And I'm so happy about that. Here's the back. Now compared to the 2000 pair, first thing, see how the stitching right here is white? If you look at these right next to each other, this is definitely more of a gray or a darker gray, whereas that I believe is white. Then the Jumpman also is thicker on the 2022 pair. Now keep in mind these 2000s are a size 8 and these are a size 9, so obviously everything on these is going to be a little bit bigger than those, but that Jumpman is definitely thicker. Like, I'm sure if I had these in the same size, this one would still be a little thicker, but not a big difference. I mean, I guess the text is kind of big, but not really. The back side of the tongue is navy, just like it is on the original. So they look really like twins from this angle. And the rest of the inside is exactly the same as well. Got the white interior. Kind of look black from here, but the insoles are navy with the white Jumpman, just like the 2000 pair. The navy insole, white Jumpman, still intact 22 years later. Here are the soles. Navy and translucent. The white Jumpman. Just like the sole on the 2000 pair, if you can look past the discoloration from age, it's exactly the same. Except these got a little slight icy tint to them, but you know, those were originally long time ago just regularly clear. They come in this navy Jordan 6s box. You got the little cement pattern down here on the bottom in navy and gray. And then they have the same pattern on the paper on the inside. And here's the box label. Now, ironically, after I just complained about us not having it anymore in my last video, here we are with a suggested retail tag. So retail for men's size is going to be 190 USD. Because we were supposed to get these back in November, you know, before they were going to change the retail, because as you can see, retail is 190, not 200 or 210. That's probably why. So I wouldn't expect any other releases from this year to, number one, have that older retail, and number two, have the tag on the box. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now let's see how they look on feet. My notes app be looking like Hoboken, got hella bars. So this a stroll down Washington Street. I can't balance instrumentals, I go off on these beats. I'm a dog, I work hard for these trees. Put in my hours a week. I'm like giraffes, I don't really get sleep. I'm always up, cause I'm just really trying to get to it fast. And when you focus on the bitches, you don't get to the cash. I always got a plan B, cause plan A could go bad. I'm like some heavy groceries, getting more than one bag. I've been about my money since a young age. I was trapped. I love them. I think they did a really good job on this retro. Even with the color change on the tongue and the shade difference on the midsole, I'm still happy with these, to be honest. Now, I really do wish the tongue on these was black like it is on the originals. But you know, they always gotta change something. Like, we can't get a retro that looks exactly like the original. We just can't. They have to change something. Sometimes they're really nice to us and they make it something minor, but it's always something. And as far as changes go, you know, this tongue isn't bad. Look at me settling. It's really not, though. I think what it is that I'm so happy the way they did the leather. Like, I cannot stress how much this leather is exactly like it is on the original pair. Like, it's so on point. And I think I'm just so surprised and happy about that. That stuff like the tongue, that's whatever to me. Stuff like the shade on the midsole, a little stitching on the back, none of that's bothering me. At least right now it's not. But I really hope I keep the same energy, because I remember when the Fire Red 5s re-released in 2020, I was so thirsty for those just to re-release because I couldn't wear my 99 pair no more. I really overlooked the horrible quality that they put on those. I wasn't even tripping over that because I was just so happy to get the retro. That first pair I ended up selling because I ended up getting a better pair. Like, the fact that I had to cop like mad pairs of that shoe in my size just to get a good pair is kind of annoying. And now looking back on it, like, they could have did way better. And I should have been way more critical about it in the review. But here I was being mad happy just to get the shoe. I kind of was just like, oh, it's okay, but it's not. And I'm hoping that that's not the same thing with these. Like, I'm saying it's okay now because, like I said, I'm so happy to get these. I'm so happy that they did the leather the way it used to be that I ain't tripping over it. But, you know, a couple months may pass. Once these come out and I've seen a whole bunch of pairs of them and I get a little, not tired of them, but I guess used to them, I may start to get a little annoyed. Like, yo, why they made this navy? Like, why they couldn't? This is cool because, honestly, like, it's not a huge difference and it may be easier to match certain things. So this is actually the least of my concern. But like the tongue, I'm like, yo, why I had to do that? And the back is so minor and so almost unnoticeable because, you know, we talking white and silver or white and gray. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about the tongue because we're talking navy and black. But regardless, I hope I keep the same energy and, you know, a couple months down the line, I'm not like, oh man, they ain't do the Midnight retro right. Like, I hope I don't end up feeling that way. But yeah, the Midnight 6s are very nostalgic to me. I believe, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that this was my first pair of 6s like ever. This actual pair right here. So it was definitely a sad day for me when I realized I couldn't wear these anymore. I'm sure y'all noticed on the close-ups and stuff, but they are starting to crumble on the midsole, actually in a few parts. I think it's actually worse on the other shoe. Yeah, like this one, you know, you see it all back there and stuff. But yeah, once I realized I couldn't wear these anymore, I've been really looking forward to this retro. So all them pushbacks and stuff that we had to deal with, that was blowing my OD, but I'm glad I finally got them. Once these releases sell out, I feel like they'll resell for around like $240, $250, maybe like $260, $270 at the most. But I feel like most people that are buying sneakers nowadays haven't been into sneakers long enough to appreciate these. Like, if you started collecting kicks after most pairs of these became unwearable, then I'm sure you never had a pair. And if you did, you never wore a pair. So you wouldn't have the same attachment to these that somebody like me does. And therefore, you probably don't even really care about these. You might like them because it's an attractive shoe, but you don't, like I said, you don't have that attachment to them because, you know, you never had the original. Because if these don't hit that nostalgic nerve for you, they're really just a regular pair of white and navy 6s, right? So those of us that know what's up are gonna want them, but I don't think there's enough of us to create a demand that'll drive the prices up. Even Defining Moment 6s, a more important Jordan, I'd say. Those retroed and resold for what, like $250? Carmines? I know that they had the, you know, the whole pink midsole issue, but those didn't resell for nothing crazy either. I think those so far have peaked at like 275, 280. And that's an OG colorway with the Nike Air on the back and all that. So with that being the case, I really don't see these going that crazy. We'll see how things go closer to release, but that's what I think. Not the most ideal shoe to hold on to. I always say it never hurts to hold on to a shoe because they always go up in value, which I do expect these to, but I just feel like it's going to take a while, so you're probably better off investing in something else. If you watched the UNC 6s review I just did last month, I got into detail about how a lot of Jordan 6s take a long time to increase in value. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. But yeah, like I said, can't hurt to hold them, but they're not going to go up as quick as some other Jordans are. You want to invest something to get your money up quick, get some 4s. But good luck to everybody that plans to cop a pair of these to wear. Of course, I appreciate you for watching my whole review up until this point. So I'm wishing you the best of luck and getting them in your size for retail. Just keep in mind, if you didn't already know, Jordan 6s do run a little bit big. So you may want to go a half size down on these. I usually wear a 9.5 in most Jordans, but for Jordan 6s, I'm going to go with that size 9. If this video was helpful on foam at all, I really appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. Also, if you're interested in more early reviews like this or other sneaker related content, do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel. Just make sure you tap that little bell icon next to the subscribe button and select all. That way you'll get notified when I put a new video out and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.